Imagine this. You're dreaming of a perfect getaway to Vietnam. Lush rice terraces, buzzing street markets, and beaches that look straight out of a postcard. You can almost taste the pho, hear the hum of motorbikes, and feel the warm breeze of Halong Bay. But hold on, before you start packing, there's one crucial thing you need to sort out: your visa. Getting a visa might not be the most exciting part of travel, but trust me, messing it up can turn your dream trip into a nightmare. The good news? If you're a US citizen, getting a Vietnam visa isn't as complicated as it used to be. In fact, it's easier than ever, but only if you know exactly what to do. So, whether you're planning a week-long adventure or a months-long deep dive into Vietnam's culture, I've got you covered. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which visa you need, how to get it hassle-free, and the common mistakes that could get you stuck at the airport. First things first, do Americans even need a visa for Vietnam? The simple answer? Yes, absolutely. Unlike some European travelers, who can enter Vietnam visa-free for up to 45 days, US passport holders must secure a visa before arrival, no exceptions. But don't worry, you've got options, and some are surprisingly straightforward. Let me introduce you to your new best friend, the Vietnam Evisa. This digital gem is hands down the easiest way to enter Vietnam, and it's perfect for most travelers. As of 2023, Vietnam upgraded its Evisa system to offer Americans a up to 90-day multiple entry visa. That means you can hop between Vietnam, Cambodia, and Thailand without reapplying each time. Pretty sweet deal, right? Here's how ridiculously simple it is. Visit Vietnam's official Evisa website. I'll put the exact URL in the description. Fill out the application form. Upload a recent passport photo, white background, no glasses. Pay the $25 fee for single entry visa, or $50 for multiple entries visa of your choice. Wait about 3 or 5 business days. That's it. No embassy appointments, no snail mail applications, no stress. When approved, you'll receive a PDF visa that you simply print and present at immigration. But here's where travelers mess up, and I don't want this to be you. Vietnam is incredibly strict about visa details. One tiny mistake, like a missing middle name, incorrect passport number, or blurry photo, can get your application rejected. Or worse, cause major headaches at immigration. So triple check every detail before hitting submit. That 5 minutes of careful review could save you hours of stress later. What if 90 days in Vietnam just isn't enough? Maybe you're planning to teach English, launch a business, or join the growing digital nomad community in Da Nang or Ho Chi Minh City. This is where your visa journey gets more interesting. But don't worry, you have several practical options. Business visas. These allow stays up to 1 year but require company sponsorship. Some agencies can arrange this for fees between $300 to $500. Work visas. If you have formal employment. If you're teaching English, your school typically handles all the paperwork. Temporary residence cards, TRC. The gold standard for long-term stays. You can qualify if you have a job offer, a business investment, or if you marry a Vietnamese citizen. A TRC lets you stay for 1 to 5 years, without visa renewals. Let's clear up a common misconception about Vietnam's visa on arrival option. Yes, it technically still exists, but here's why you should think twice before using it. Unlike the streamlined e-visa system, visa on arrival requires more paperwork, longer processing times at the airport, and, surprise, it actually costs more than getting your e-visa in advance. You'll need to arrange an approval letter through a third-party agency before your flight, stand in a separate line at the airport to complete the process, and pay additional stamping fees. Now picture this. After a 20-plus hour flight, do you really want to spend another hour filling out forms, waiting in an extra line while everyone else breezes through immigration? Not to mention, dealing with potential language barriers and varying fee structures. The bottom line? Visa on arrival won't get you denied entry if you've arranged the pre-approval letter, but it's simply not worth the hassle anymore. The e-visa is faster, cheaper, and far more convenient, so why make your arrival day more complicated than it needs to be? When you arrive, you'll join the line for foreign passport holders. Have your printed e-visa and passport ready. The officer will check your documents, scan your fingerprints, and stamp you into the country. This process is usually smooth. But here's where that visa accuracy matters. If there's any discrepancy between your visa and passport, even a middle name spelled differently, you could face delays or problems. In the worst case, you might have to buy an emergency visa on the spot. That costs more and creates unnecessary stress after a long flight. Once you're through, congratulations, you're officially in Vietnam, ready to start your adventure. So you've been in Vietnam for a few weeks, and like so many travelers before you, you're falling in love with this incredible country. The food, the people, the landscapes. Suddenly your planned 2-week trip feels way too short. Can you extend your stay? Yes, but with some caveats. Vietnam's rules on visa extensions change frequently, so what worked for your friend last year might not work for you now. If you're on a 30-day Evisa, extensions within the country are possible, but not guaranteed. Many travelers opt for the visa run approach, a quick trip to Bangkok or Phnom Penh, then returning with a fresh e-visa. For 90-day visa holders, in-country extensions are sometimes possible through visa agencies in major cities. But be prepared. Extension fees can range from $60 to $200 depending on how long you want to stay. Pro tip: if you're already planning to explore other Southeast Asian countries and return to Vietnam later, get the multiple entry e-visa from the start. It costs slightly more, but saves you from reapplying each time you want to return. Now, let me share some crucial entry and exit rules, ones that surprise many first-time visitors. Your passport needs at least 6 months of validity beyond your planned departure date. Airlines won't even let you board if your passport expires too soon. You also need at least one blank visa page. Immigration won't stamp over existing pages, so if your passport is full, you could be denied entry. And listen to this, there is absolutely no grace period for overstays in Vietnam. If your visa expires on June 15th, you must exit no later than June 15th. Every day you overstay, that's a fine of about $25, and if you stay too long you could be banned from re-entering for months, or even years. Trust me, paying attention to these details will save you major headaches. What if your Vietnam visa application gets rejected? It's rare for American travelers, but it does happen. The most common reasons? Application errors, like typos in your name or passport number, blurry or improper passport photos, past visa violations, incomplete information. If your visa is denied, don't panic. First, check the reason for rejection. Often it's just a simple mistake. Fix it, reapply, and you should be good. But if it's a more complex issue, consider contacting the Vietnamese embassy directly, or working with a reputable visa agency. Let's talk about one of the best-kept secrets for staying in Vietnam long-term: the visa run. What exactly is a visa run? Simply put, it's when you exit Vietnam just before your current visa expires, then immediately re-enter with a new visa. And here's the beautiful part: unlike Thailand or Indonesia, Vietnam doesn't require you to stay out of the country for any specific period. You can literally step across the border, turn around, and come right back. For digital nomads and long-term travelers, this is a game changer. Here are the most popular and efficient visa run routes. From central Vietnam, if you're based in Da Nang, Hoi An, or Hue, the Lao Bao border gate to Laos is your go-to option. A private car service costs about $80 to $100 round trip, and takes around 4 to 5 hours each way. From southern Vietnam, living in Ho Chi Minh City, the Moc Bai border crossing to Cambodia is just 2 hours away. You can join organized visa run tours for as little as $50, or hire a private driver for around $70 to $90. From northern Vietnam, Hanoi-based expats typically head to the Lang Son border crossing with China. The journey takes about 3 to 4 hours each way. Now, here's how to execute the perfect visa run. Apply for a new e-visa at least 5 to 7 days before your current visa expires. Once approved, print multiple copies of your new e-visa. Book transportation to your chosen border. Private car is the most convenient. Get your exit stamp from Vietnam Immigration. Walk across to the neighboring country's checkpoint. Get an entry stamp for that country. You'll need to pay a small fee. Have lunch or coffee, optional, but why not? Return to Vietnam Immigration with your fresh e-visa. Get your new 90-day entry stamp. Then, head back to your Vietnamese home. The entire process can take as little as half a day, if you're organized. Many expats leave early in the morning and are back in their favorite Vietnamese coffee shop by evening. Now, pro tips for a successful visa run. Store digital copies of all documents in the cloud as a backup. Bring extra passport photos, just in case. Carry US dollars for any unexpected fees. Don't wait until the last day of your visa to do the run. And join expat Facebook groups. Members share up-to-date border experiences. While some travelers have reported occasional questions about frequent entries, this is relatively rare at land borders compared to airports. And if an immigration officer does ask, simply explaining that you're a digital nomad who loves Vietnam is usually enough. The visa run strategy is how thousands of digital nomads, English teachers, and expats have extended their Vietnamese adventure for years on end. And now, you're in on the secret too. Good news, you can also book visa run services through travel agencies. For example, Linh Visa in Da Nang offers an all-inclusive visa run package at the Lao Bao border, providing a highly professional and reliable service. Before we wrap up, let me warn you about something that could seriously ruin your trip. Visa scams. If you Google Vietnam Visa, you'll see dozens of unofficial websites promising fast visa processing, often for inflated fees. Some might actually deliver a visa, though at a marked up price. Others? They'll simply take your money and disappear. The golden rule: only apply through Vietnam's official government website. I dropped the link in the description. Anything else is either unnecessary or potentially fraudulent. Be careful at the airport too. Some travelers report being asked to pay expedited processing fees to get their passport stamped faster. This is not legitimate. There are no official fast-track fees for regular immigration processing. But you can always book in advance a fast-track service offered by trusted travel agencies. And that's everything you need to know about getting a Vietnam visa as an American traveler in 2025. Stick to these tips, and getting your Vietnam visa will be the easiest part of your trip. Have you been to Vietnam before? Or are you planning your first visit? Let me know in the comments, where's your first stop? Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh City, or maybe a hidden gem like Phong Nha or Ninh Binh? If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more stress-free travel guides. Safe travels, and see you on the road. Have you been to Vietnam? Are you planning a trip soon? Drop a comment below and let me know where you're heading first. Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh City, or maybe somewhere off the beaten path like Phong Nha or Ninh Binh? Don't forget to hit subscribe for more practical travel guides, and if you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up to help other travelers find this information. Safe travels, and see you on the road.